What is up, everyone? Welcome to another Fusion World video. Today we're going to be doing a tier list. So you probably already know the bans came out. Roshi and Ribrianne are banned, and Kefla is limited to one, which we'll talk about that later. But because of that, we decided to do a tier list with all of the leaders because the meta is going to obviously be very different. I am joined today by the one and only Cody Vojtech. What's up, Cody?
That. Hello.
How are you doing today?
I'm ready to rate some leaders that are going to be something that we probably heavily disagree on, but
I don't know if we'll really disagree too much.
there's definitely going to be a couple.
Okay.
There's going to be a couple.
Okay, you have my list, so yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, you just want to get into it?
Yeah, I mean, let's just work our way down.
We will start off with Universe 7 Goku.
This is going to be our biggest point of contention this entire stream.
So then do you want to start with this
right
one?
Here, I think we should just get it out of the way. I'm going to say it's better than Starter Q. I'm just going to come out and say it. It is definitely now better than Starter Q. Especially with Starter Q losing a lot of the mid-range power of Kefla that U7 didn't even care to have. Like, it's nice that he had it, but he didn't care about it as much. Like, Starter Q was impacted more by the red changes, way more than I think U7 was. U7's still going to do what it does. It's going to chop up the green decks. There's going to be more green decks in the format. I think he's going to be better at killing them than U7 will be, just because one-drop 25Ks are pretty frustrating. He has like a random high roll that's like really absurd against those decks if he plays TN. I don't like that build, but it's cool. I just think he's better than Starter Q. Like, Starter Q's ability to defend won't be as important as U7's ability to kill you now. I think that's going to be a lot more relevant with Top Q gone. So decks will like be actually taking their own life and playing the game properly and going to like the 4 life total instead of trying to live for like 30 turns. So U7 will kill those decks a lot better than Starter Q will.
Yeah, I'm going to completely disagree with this.
You're wrong. You're wrong, but it's like Starter Q is still good. It's not like they're bad. I think U7 is now currently better.
I think U7 is fine. I still think Starter Q is going to be better just because protecting your threats is so important, and this deck just can't do that. Like, yeah, you have a one drop 25k, but like on the opponent's turn it's a 15k. You just can't protect it.
And yeah, but it's going to get the value. Think of it this way: you paid 1 energy for a 25k swing that then forced an attack. It also defended an attack. You know what people don't do when you're playing Starter Q? Attack your guys. They just don't do it. They just don't attack your guy.
Right. However, I think Starter Q is just the better Glimpse deck, and I think Glimpse is going to be a really important card.
So Glimpse is like cool if you're leaving 2 up, but that means you're also giving up a ton of pressure. Right? So if you're not pressuring your opponent, you're not ending the game before green's getting to their late game if you're trying to do stuff like holding up glimpses.
Yeah,
you're intentionally playing. You're slowing down your game plan when U7's game plan is just going to be to smash you like anyways. I don't see a reason to like I think in a world where Top Q wasn't like this crazy fast like kill deck, I think in a world where the entire game as a whole is like much slower and Ward's playing just one dude a turn, and that's all the pressure you're mustering and then holding up for defense, Starter Q's better. But I think in this format especially, decks are going to be more willing to take their life and go to lower life totals, that the higher pressure that you'll get from playing multiple cards that can aggress your opponent with U7 will turn out to be better.
See, I just don't think that's where we're going to be. Like, yes, it is. It can deploy a lot of threats, but then...
Well, let's think. What? Two of the decks that we're going to be placing very high on this list have to go to 4 life.
Correct. But they can also deal with your board easily enough.
But you already get the value out of it, right? So we'll just put it this way. You play 25k Frieza, you swing at them, right? They give you a card. They then have to invest an attack into it.
So no, but they don't have to invest an attack into it because they have incidental board control.
Not all the time. Especially not like green. Green's incidental board control won't be coming until much later unless they're going to play Kami. At which point it's like, whatever, you don't care.
But by the time like, they're awakened, they would. That's what I'm saying.
Well, not normally. So if you're playing U7 and you're going really fast, by the time they're awakening, they're probably going to be on like 5 energy, 4 energy. They're not going to be able to like deal with everything really quick. Because you got to think, if you're tapping out on 3 to play Destructive Strength, like U7 Goku's just going to keep playing attackers. So you're not able to answer everything.
All right, where are we putting it?
I think both it and Starter Ku are like solid B tier decks.
Oh, so all of that, and you think they're about the same?
I think U7 is just slightly better. Yeah. I don't think it's like night and day difference in power. I just think that U7's a better deck.
So I agree with you that this is a solid B tier, but when we get to Starter Ku, I think it is slightly a tier above.
No, I think they're both. I don't think we have an S tier deck.
No, I agree. Well, no,
Yeah,
yes, we do have S tier decks. I didn't put Z on here because we don't have we don't have like
okay, that's
tier 0 deck.
Okay, if that's the case, then I think U7 is wherever you're putting Starter Ku. I think it's in that tier. It has to be, because it's essentially doing the same thing, but it's on the more aggressive side of things. They're too similar. How many times do you play Starter Ku where your opponent doesn't attack your stuff, and then you're like, wow, my leader sucks?
No, that does happen, but then they're not attacking your stuff, and you can just kill them. Right?
Or you'll die. Or you'll die. It's like the thing you gotta understand. It's like, you'll either kill them.
That's a risk I'm
or
willing
you'll
to take.
die. But I mean, if you're turning a 5k combo card into a 25k swing that then blocks a 30k leader swing, we'll take that every time.
All right. U7's B. Let's talk about Top Ku now.
F. Just get him out of here.
See,
he's not even worth discussing.
I don't think he's completely F, but I don't think he's good enough to be in the C either. Like, he's like in between.
He lost
so
everything.
Yeah, I agree.
He lost his Fast Awaken. He lost his way to close the game. He lost his pressure unless he gets obscenely lucky. Like, yeah, sure, we'll say F, but if you find Kefla, like B tier. Like that's like the best way to explain him. If you find the Kefla, he's like B tier. If you don't find Kefla, he's probably the worst red leader by far.
Finding Kefla can't be too difficult though. Like, if you're playing four basils.
1-of.
Yeah, but you're playing 4 basils. Like, it's going to happen.
What if it's also in your life? It's like life number 3.
Right. Yeah. That could be difficult.
So it's like, I think he's sorry. Realistically, he's like C tier, but he's like C and maybe B if he finds.
I think he's very low C.
Yeah, he's really bad. He's the worst red leader.
Yeah, I agree. It is the worst red leader. All right, let's talk about Beerus next.
Beerus is fine.
I think Beerus is like perfectly average.
I think he's fine. If you like Beerus before, you'll still like him. I mean, he lost Kefla. Roshi was a little less important for him, I think, than like still keeping Khalifa and stuff.
I think the most important thing you lost is you lost Top Ku.
Yeah, I think they're not being a deck that you just like are good against.
Yeah.
And you weren't even really like favored into it. You were just like fine.
Yeah, you're like 50-50, but that was fine because that was like the best you could get.
Yeah. So I mean, if you like Beerus before, you'll still like him. He's fine. I just think that like he's not even he's gonna be good. I think he's like a B tier deck. He's like low B.
I think he's at the top of C, but low B also makes sense. We can.
Yeah, I think he's.
I'll keep him here for now. We can move it around.
And you're gonna put this guy in A, and he shouldn't be an A.
All right.
Wow, dude.
So Starter Ku, I think Starter Ku is A tier. I really do. I think this deck is still really, really good.
I think he's A tier, but I think you have to have him and U7 in the same tier.
I think they're just completely disagree about that.
I can't anymore, dude. I used to be the big Starter Ku stan. I still believe that he's still really good. But I now know I've seen the error of my ways. From upcoming format.
From the last one, from the last tier we did, tier list, you made me put U7 above Starter Ku, and I didn't want to do that. So now we're not going to do it again because you were wrong that time.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, Starter Ku's so much better than U7, even right now with Top Ku. So much better.
What? No, in my original tier list. Wait, are you talking about the first tier list for set 2?
Yeah, the first tier list for set 2. You had U7 higher.
Oh yeah, dude, U7's definitely still better than.
It's absolutely not.
You're crazy.
But we're gonna keep it like this. Next, we're on to blue.
All right, so that's the end of red. I think that's the only contention we have for red is the placement of U7 and Starter Ku.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Goku Black's S tier.
So,
There's no question.
yeah, okay. Yes. Goku Black is, I think, the best or the second best deck. I love it so much. It's also like really fun to play. And that's very rare with a best deck in the format type of deck. But yeah, this Goku Black's so good. It is absolutely S tier. And I think the best way to play it is to just go full combo. I guess now you can slow down a little bit. Like you can maybe play a few Vegetos, but I'm still just going to slam the version. I absolutely think playing Zeno in the deck is wrong. Every time I see that, I cringe. But I mean, you do have a little bit of room in the deck to play other things. Just a 6-drop is not it.
Well, now I think the things that like the tech slots now can just be aggressive life taking cards.
Yeah,
Like you
that's
can just
true.
play like 25k trunks and stuff like that now because you don't need to just see Mai because Top Q's gonna hit you a couple times and try to stall you, which is what they were doing before. But now they can't do that
Yes.
because the deck's just bad. So you can just play all these like aggressive life takers and just beat people to death. I mean, the deck's gonna be really good at that. And the thing that's cool about this deck is it went from set 1 where it was a matter of like if Goku Black happened. Now it's just a matter of when Goku Black happens. So it's either gonna happen way early, which means like turn 3 with a marker. If that happens, you're winning that game no matter what. Like your opponent just loses. There's like no shot they fight you. There's turn 4 with normal energy. That's really good if that happens. You're still way up if that happens. There's turn 5, which is when you can do the full combo, like just play a 1-drop and turn it into the 6-drop. That's also good.
It's so good.
Like, and then there's like any time that you're playing Goku Black, it's always good because it's like immediately putting you back in the game or winning the game. So like Goku Black's just insane. I think this is easily, it's like not even a blue deck. I think that's the best way to explain it. It's like it's like not even a blue deck, but it plays Sickle. So it like crushes yellow half the time too, because if you draw Sickle, like that's the end of that.
Exactly. It's so good. It does everything really well that you want to do in a deck. Like you can just get a high roll out of nowhere, and it can also just play the long game. And it's like the blue deck that beats up on every single green deck, which is kind of rare.
If this deck like pops off, like people are like, oh, but if green gets all their ramp now, if Goku Black is hitting the 6-drop, you're dead. Like you're just getting crushed.
The Goku Black high roll beats all of the green high rolls.
Goku Black's high roll was competing with like Topku. That's how strong it was.
Yes.
Like it was actually competing with Topku. Like, it's not a joke how strong the high roll from this deck is. And it doesn't even have to high roll you to be good. Its mid roll is still far better than like what most decks are able to do. This deck is insane. It was already looking really good, but kept in check by Topku being super fast. I think that this deck's just gonna pop right off. This deck's just so strong.
Absolutely agree. Next we got Trunks.
I like Trunks.
I'm a fan. It's average.
I like Trunks.
Yeah.
I think like the worst blue deck is like A tier. Like basically essentially. I think they're all very good.
I wouldn't say the worst blue deck is A tier. That seems a little much.
No, I just think blue is such a strong color, right? Like blue existing just checks yellow by itself. Starter or Trunks specifically has really good matchups into a lot of the other A tier decks.
Yes.
He's also very good at fighting red, like way better than, especially now that red's slowed down, he's the best red killing blue deck.
Yeah.
Like he will just hunt down and kill every red leader.
Yeah, I remember playing U7 into your Trunks and I just couldn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like Trunks
just can't do anything.
Trunks is like the only problem with Trunks is like his matchup with green. His other blue matchups are actually fine, but his matchup into green is like typically a little worse. There's only one blue deck with a worse green matchup than him. I think he's still good. I think that realistically, I put him at least like A tier, like maybe low A tier. He's very good.
See, I think he's at the top of B tier just because he is the worst blue deck against the green decks.
No, that's Zamasu.
Yeah, that's actually true. You're right. Yeah,
Zamasu's the worst blue deck. I think where you have Zamasu and Trunks in your tier list, you swap those. Because Zamasu gets worse because green gets better. And Goku Black being good really hurts Zamasu.
You know what? You're completely right. I was looking at them in the wrong way. You're right.
Yeah. Like I think Zamasu could be like top of B, but Trunks is definitely an A tier deck.
I just love playing Piccolo in this deck. It's like the most fun thing to do.
if you hit like 7 energy and you can go like Piccolo, scoop up, bounce Piccolo back to your hand, it starts getting really fun.
It's so good. All right, so next we got Vegeta. So I think Vegeta's very good. You like Vegeta more than I do, and you
Oh yeah.
completely convinced me that this is an S tier deck.
Yeah, I think this is the best true blue deck. I say that in quotes because Goku Black is not a blue deck. I don't care what he says. It's just like really a green deck that cheats and plays sickle. It's the best way to explain Goku Black. But
Yes, correct.
Vegeta is like traditional blue. He was for a long time in set 2 format playing very tanky, like filling his deck with 10Ks and just live lording through like a big top coup turn, then revenge killing them. And he was doing that very well. I mean, we've had countless Vegetas make top cut through top coup format. And the only thing that's going to change now is with less decks that can aggress him as hard, he's going to just play all those aggressive cards that take his life and then just start killing the hell out of green decks, which is something he was already okay at doing in set 1.
Yes.
Like Vegeta was already decent at killing.
He was the
green
best.
decks.
He was like the best into Broly. Like,
yeah, and he's going to be really good at killing green decks now because now he's going to play. He's still going to be able to play the Trunks that takes a life, but now he'll have like access to 4-drop Vegeta if you want to be a little bit faster.
Yep.
A whole lot of different ways to play Bulma. He's just going to be way quicker. The format's going to feel a little bit set 1-ish, and Vegeta is going to be really powerful with the improvements that he received from set 2.
I absolutely agree. I just think what you see now in Vegeta is not what you're going to see in a few weeks. It's just going to be a completely different Vegeta deck, and it's going to beat your face in.
Yeah, he's just going to be really fast because like the thing that makes Vegeta powerful is if he flips early and he starts pushing those like 35, 45, 55s from like a Bulma use into you, you can't out combo that. So you just start taking damage. And once if you reach 1 or 2 life and Vegeta's on like 6 energy, you're dead.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Yeah. You just, because I mean, peel off just gets you to like 100 easy.
Yeah. You just bowl them. You're like, okay, 12 card hand, cool, you're dead. You just win.
Yeah.
So Vegeta's just insane. Very good deck.
Very good. Okay, so now we have Zamasu, and yeah, I was kind of high on it, but it is the worst against green. I don't know why I thought Trunks was, but yeah, it's trying to play a long game, but green just plays a better long game. And yeah, I'm gonna put it in B tier. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's like maybe top of B tier. It's still blue. It's still blue, so it's still good.
Right.
Like blue is pure. It's like the truest hard control deck that we have in the game. And I think that it does a good enough job. It served its purpose during top coup dominance, where it did do very well. But I think now it's not going to do as well because decks can just grind, right? These decks are like the Goku Black can grind, and it also is just killing you super fast with like the 6-drop. And unfortunately, that's not a bunch of 25k attacks. Those are big 30s and 40s that you're taking. So your leader being a 25 doesn't really help you as much. So yeah, I think that the fact that like the decks that are up there are just really big, like tall, hurts him way too much.
Agreed. Also, yeah, decks are going to slow down a lot, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of double strikers. So, yeah, I agree. Cooler. All right, Vegeta.
Yeah. There's nothing about Cooler. Well, we got to at least be fair. Okay, so we basically said he was F last time.
We were right.
He gained nothing.
We were right.
He literally gained nothing.
I know.
Like the fact he got no cards is criminal. Please, Bandai, fix this man. Like, just give him something. If he had like one more good card to like restand, we could have been talking. But he got nothing. Yeah. Absolutely nothing.
It's sad because Cooler's so cool.
His leader effect is just amazing. Like it's a crazy leader effect. It's just yellow sucks.
Yeah.
And he got nothing for it.
He is so cool. All right, Vegeta. I love Vegeta way more than you do.
Yeah, I think it's like a C tier deck.
See, I'm really pushing for B here. I think it's like very low B, but I still think it's B.
I mean, you can put it in low B just because of how good his cell matchup is, and that's like it. I think he's like okay into cell and maybe Gohan. But he's definitely not good into droids, as we've seen. Yeah. Even a very suboptimal, mediocre droid build was able to.
We're 1-1.
We did go 1-1, but the game I won wasn't very close, and the game that you won was very close.
Yeah, it's just really. So, however, the thing is though, we were playing against the best deck in the format.
Oh, at droids? Yeah, I don't know if
we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, but.
But yeah, this
But yeah,
this is this is a very future proof leader though. Like this is only going to scale really well.
yeah, every time a new yellow extra comes out or a new yellow activate battle effect or anything like that, this is a leader you always have to consider. He's definitely like in a vacuum, he's the best yellow leader, right? That's just the way you
Right.
look at it.
Right.
Like there's no leader in yellow with like a better effect than him besides maybe Cooler. Technically, Cooler's effect is cracked, but he's like solely built around the cards that exist.
Mhm.
Except Vegeta's cards are just better. Unfortunate, sad. So Vegeta is arguably the best overall yellow leader, but he's not the best yellow leader in set 2 format.
He is not the best yellow leader. Agreed.
No. I think he's like a solid like high C tier deck. I can't put him in low B because that means he'd be able to like fight and beat like name any of these other decks currently in here that he even like fights efficiently.
Cell.
Like he loses to
Cooler.
okay, look, Stella is on our board. He probably loses to Cooler. Like,
No,
he
there's
might
no way he
legitimately
loses to
lose
Cooler.
240Ks that ties his extra card.
Right.
Like he actually probably gets beat up by Cooler. I mean, he's decent, but I don't see him beating
Literally
anything on
can't
this
beat
list.
any of the blue decks. Beerus is a tough matchup because of the leader ability. I guess it can maybe beat U7. All right.
No, they play Gohan and Whis still. He's
Yeah.
C tier. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
C tier.
Yeah. All right. We'll put him in C.
I can't put him there, man.
All right. Freezer.
Frieza's like a B tier deck. Like I think Frieza's like lowest B tier deck that we have, honestly. Beside that's in yellow. Like Frieza with the game slowing down a little bit and top Q not existing, he doesn't just get bullied as much.
Mhm.
With there being less red decks, he's more efficiently able to at least play his game. Blue is still very hard for him, but I mean Frieza's going to have a good advantage.
Yes.
Probably a good matchup against most green decks. So I mean that counts for something. But for the best thing about Frieza is he like automatically defends his battle cards, which helps a lot. So I think really that's the only reason I think that Frieza is like the bottom of B. Like he's not gonna just outright lose to the red decks like Vegeta would, and he defends his battle cards efficiently against the green decks that he doesn't have to like rely on these extra cards that Vegeta would have to defend his stuff. Like he just naturally does it.
Yeah.
So I think that
I agree.
Frieza's just like the bottom of B. He's fine.
Yeah. Bottom of B makes sense. All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Ginyu.
Well, hold on. Whoa, wait a minute.
No, I'm
Wow.
messing.
I was about to say, okay, we're joking at that point. We're already gonna get flamed for this.
Hey.
So after like convincing Tim to try the deck after I was playing it a bunch, I said, hey, give Ginyu a try as a joke. It was a complete joke. But I was doing pretty well with it. I thought it was all right. I was like, I just want somebody else to put eyes on this and give me a second opinion, make sure I'm not crazy. And he played it. And what did you think of the deck, Tim?
Dude, the deck was so much fun. I mean, we have the video. I'm gonna link it up there. Let's timestamp that. I'm gonna link it right there. Go watch that video. Ginyu was so much fun. Smack Top Coup around. I forget we won a bunch of games. I just kind of forgot what we played, but yeah, it's so much fun. It was great.
I mean, we beat a Zamasu who sickled us 3 times.
Yeah, smacked the Zamasu around. Hey, 2 sickles, we would have won easy. The third one made it close.
Yeah, and they charged a 4th one too, if I remember right. That was really crazy. That
is that right?
Seen all 4.
I don't even remember.
I think they charged one. But it was pretty nutty. So the Ginyu, like when you look at it, it looks like it didn't get anything, right? They gave it the one Ginyu card that's like rest gain 5 to 2 guys. Okay, we don't play that card. The card sucks. What the deck got was Bulma. Okay, and realistically, this was super overlooked. Nobody even cared to try this or look at it or think about it. But one of the things that killed Ginyu was stalling it like 1 or 2 turns. And if you did that, like oftentimes they didn't get enough to like pressure you and kill you before you could take the game back from them and stabilize. You can't do that anymore. Ginyu's like going to get there no matter what you do if they just see a Bulma. If you attack them one time, Bulma or Raccoon is like going to be enough to get them going. And if they do flip early, another thing this does is it means you don't have to commit as much to playing Frieza and Knees early games, so you can still like board Ginyus for when you finally do flip and have a good turn to push it on your opponent. You don't have to attack with anything. You can literally just sit and chill and push with your leader until you're doing like a 13 attack turn on turn 4.
Yeah, so it's insane. I think against Cell we had like a 10 attack turn on like turn 3
It was
or 4.
13.
It was
Because
13.
you didn't count your leader. Yeah, you
You're
didn't count your leader,
right.
and you had an extra day. Yeah, but it was like you had 6 battle cards that attack twice, and then your leader. So yeah, 13 attack turn, pretty insane. This deck is very, very good. Probably a little bit harder to play optimally because you have to know when you should be attacking, when you can't be attacking, and what you're trying to play for. The deck can go tall, it can go wide. And now the game's like slowed down a teeny bit more, and we don't have to worry about just like outright killing people.
Mhm.
Decks are going to be playing less tanky, so they're not going to be prepared for this. The only decks that you're like bad against, and you're not even like bad into it, is blue with sickle, because that's the only way they're removing your stuff. Basically, is you're not attacking with it; they can't attack it. You're
But
just
this is the
waiting.
best yellow deck against sickle because you can just deploy all of the
Yep.
threats. Like
Yeah,
sickle
you can
doesn't
just
even really
and
do much. I mean, it does because you're getting 2 for
well
1.
now with Alma, we have so much gas. Like we always have a good
Exactly.
hand.
Yeah.
So like the deck's super powerful. I think it was really, really underrated. People just weren't willing to try it and like play a game where you just waited like 2 turns and then just cut your opponent in half.
Dude,
And
I
that's
I
what
have
this
gotten into
does.
so many arguments about Ginyu. Like I have just been defending Ginyu with my life. And no one
It
wants
is
to believe me.
no, nobody wants to believe you or me on this. But it is a very good deck. Don't think for 1 second that Ginyu's bad. It's very good this format. Decks just aren't prepared for it. Like they're really not. They're not running the tools required to survive. The 25k leaders are less popular. Everybody's a 20k leader, which Ginyu feasts on 20k leaders.
And
The only thing that kept
even
Ginyu out of
against
being
the
really good,
25k leaders, you still have Bonds, and Bonds just like kind of beats them
Bond's
up.
3-drop. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Bond's 3-drop is like just 240k swings, like at worst. Like 5 energy, you can just do double 40k. That's like good enough to just pressure green.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can get a whole lot out of this, and that's like if you have nothing. If your board is completely empty and you're on 5, you can go swing with leader, bonds it, and that'll be like 35. Then you can go pay 3, play the Ginyu, add the bonds back, swing with it, bonds for 40. So I mean, you can just crush people with the card. Like it's very easy to kill people with Ginyu if they're trying to defend against wide, and then you suddenly switch to the tall because now they can't defend everything. So that's what's really good about the deck. It just goes wide, it goes tall. It gets to deploy a whole lot of stuff. All the good decks get beat up by this deck because you're able to just go face with 20s. And as you can see here, Zamasu's like not going to be as popular. And even if he's not, and he is played more, Ginyu can go tall enough to crack him. So it doesn't really matter. Like Ginyu's just a fine deck. It's very good.
Agreed. Broly. So we're on to green now. Broly's the first one. The Bean Daddy himself. Where's Broly going? I had a hard time rating Broly.
You have a hard time rating Broly?
Yeah, just because like it could be really good still, but also I can see it just like not. Because it is the fastest ramp deck in a vacuum, just because like you ramp inherently with your leader ability, and then you can also just like play what's the 2-drop that ramps you also, and you can get like a turn 4 Broly. But like I don't know. You are already at 3 life.
Technically,
When
the
you awaken?
fastest ramp deck is Cell. Technically, if we want to be completely honest, it's Cell.
Okay.
But that's conditional and not very good.
Right, yeah, agreed. But yeah, so
but the fastest like good ramping deck is going to be normal androids. I just don't see Broly doing that well. There's not like a deck that he wants to play into. He's awful in a Goku Black, and with Vegeta being very good and everywhere,
yeah.
he's going to really struggle. I just think that Broly is like Broly's still fine, but I actually think he's like a C tier deck.
Yeah, so
I definitely
now that I'm
overestimated him.
thinking about it, so bad matchup, bad matchup, bad matchup, good matchup, bad. Yeah, that's like medium.
Yeah,
Pretty bad.
That's real bad for him.
Yeah, really bad. Pretty good.
He's probably good into that one.
Probably still loses to Topku. Beerus is a fine matchup, and then loses to Vegeta. Yeah, this is okay. I'm with you. Let's put him in C tier.
And by proxy, I think Gohan's there too.
Oh yeah, we'll just go right into Gohan. Yeah, I think Gohan just kind of sucks. Gohan's worse.
I think they're both there. It's pretty unfortunate because I think
Yeah.
we have like a lot of bad decks in this game. Gohan's still cool. If you like playing Gohan, please play Gohan. Don't think that like you can't just play Gohan. Gohan's definitely fine.
Yeah, just play what you like.
Yeah, play what you like. Gohan's fine. Like if you like Gohan or Broly, it's basically the same deck. Just play which one you like. Um, they're both playable. Like you could take either of these to locals and win just fine, no issue. I think the only deck that I'd be like, wow, you won locals with it, and this whole list would be cooler. Like, wow, good job, man.
Yeah,
But
agreed.
essentially, it's like, yeah, Broly and Gohan are basically the same deck. Just pick your flavor of defense that you prefer.
Yeah, all right. Droids.
S tier, yep, straight up S tier.
So I think I would order it like this, with Goku Black and droids maybe being 1 and 2, just like interchangeable, and then Vegeta third. But I think they're all very good decks.
Keep in mind that tier lists often go left to right as power.
I know, I
strongest
realize
on
that,
left.
but this makes so much more sense to me, so I'm not going to change. I have gotten so
Oh,
many
okay.
comments like that like, hey, you do the tier list wrong. I don't care.
So yeah, Goku Black. It's hard to say if Goku Black or Droids is strictly better. Honestly, I think all three of these decks that we put in S are
Yeah.
all in contention. Any of these could be the best deck. Any one of these three could easily be the best deck.
agree.
Vegeta might pull it out by narrow margins. Goku Black might pull it out by narrow. None of these are like exceedingly better than the other decks in S tier. Like these are all very even, very powerful decks. They like A tier decks can fight them just fine. Sometimes A tier decks like favorite. I think I'm pretty sure Ginyu just beats the snot out of droids. I'm pretty sure Ginyu just smacks droids.
I think I did that matchup,
Um,
and yeah, it was very easy.
Yeah, I think Ginyu like you don't always beat the A tier decks, but I think Ginyu your droids is so powerful. Like it does everything in the game that you want. Goes wide, goes tall, has very tanky mid late game. Has a 30k leader swing for free, which is just fantastic.
So good.
And that's actually going to be a point of contention for why the next green leader is not touching S tier. I think it's still good. I still think it's an A tier deck, but Tim disagrees with me.
Oh, we're talking about Cell now?
We're talking about Cell.
Dude, I think Cell just kind of sucks. I think this deck is like really not good. I've never had a hard time against it. I have beaten the shit out of it with blue decks. Like, I just don't see it. It has a bad Goku Black matchup, a bad Vegeta matchup, a bad Android matchup.
Its Vegeta matchup is actually fine because Vegeta
I have
will
never
aggress
had
you,
a
so you
problem.
oftentimes get your leader effect.
I don't see it. I think Cell is like not very good, but I know you like Cell. I just think it's way too slow. And like, yes, we're going to slow down a little bit, but like, we're also going to have like some pretty quick decks like Ginyu, Darku.
Okay, look, we can say Ginyu's good all we want. Nobody's playing it.
No, but
Nobody's gonna play that.
I'm going to be playing Ginyu.
I know that you're going to be playing Ginyu, but that's what I'm trying to get at. Is it's like you have to understand, like people are just not going to play that deck, regardless of what we say. We can say the deck's very good all we want. We can put it in the top of S tier, and people would think we're just like high on cocaine and still not touch the deck. Like nobody is going to play the deck, even though we both understand that it's quite good. Cell is still like a good deck. It is a very good deck. And to be fair, you didn't like playing Zamasu very much either. I just don't think you like the slowest of slow decks.
I'm not a fan.
And that's
no.
kind of like the thing with Zamasu and Cell is like you're intentionally wanting the game to go like as long as possible, where you start becoming like obviously Cell's late game is like the best late game because he gets there and he like just gets to the point where he's like healing, killing your guys, killing your guys, and it gets really hard to deal with him. Like if he reaches the late game point and he's not on death's door, he very quickly starts winning the game. And that's like the big advantage of Cell versus like any other deck.
That I agree with, but like you're not getting to the late game against Goku Black. And I think Androids has just as good a late game as Cell usually.
Sort of. It depends what they find.
Right,
Like
right.
Cell doesn't like care as much about what he finds, where Androids have to see like kind of specific cards or be way up on energy. Cell doesn't have that issue.
Yeah, agreed. So you would put this in A?
I think it's an A tier deck. Like you put it like low A. I definitely think it's better than B.
So I think it's better than Zamasu.
It's replaced Zamasu as like the good slow deck now. Like Cell is very good. It's definitely a very good deck. I can't put it any lower than A. I just can't. It does way too many good things. And if you're able to like, and especially now that you can afford to play the deck as humanly tanky as possible,
Yeah,
you know,
you can.
Yeah, it's
you
probably
could. I mean,
like,
you could even.
Yeah, you could sensory bean if you wanted. And if you just decide I'm going to play Cell with 4 sensory beans with my Cell juniors, you're probably fine into getting you.
Yeah, you
So I
probably.
mean,
Okay, all right. I'll put it
yeah,
in low A.
yeah, I
Low
think
A.
it's at least an A tier deck.
Because we put U7 in high B, I'll put Cell in low A.
Okay, I'll take that trade.
All right, so that was the tier list. Now let's get into the spoilers.
I am so excited for my boy finally making it to Fusion World. I just want to point out how good this artwork is, right? Before we talk about the Awoke sides, the Unawoke side's got him sitting there with the Scouter, not wearing the headband. Awoke side post Torah death headband, still wearing the Scouter though. Looks just fantastic. What amazing artwork on this card.
Yeah, I really like it. I think the ability and the leader, just the card in general, is just really really good. Just it lives and dies by how good the Bardock gang is. I love how they called it Bardock gang. I mean, that's probably not what we're getting in English, but
It's
I
gonna
still
probably be Bardock crew.
I like gang better.
Dude, that part of the gang. Let's go.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, so what it does, I'll just read it real quick. On attack, just draw a card, and then it gets plus 5k power. Why? I don't know, but it's pretty cool.
I would like to point out we could just stop there, and I would consider that a decent effect.
Yeah, I think so.
I would just say that's that. Like if that was all he did, I'd be like, that's pretty decent. You know, you just draw one, swings, hits any leader in the game. This is completely costless, and it works on the leader, which is really good. Like that, the leader's oftentimes the one card that can't hit the 25Ks without an investment. He fixes that. So even if that's all he did, I would be okay with that as an effect. Like if he was just gain 5 when he swings, I would be actually. But this man has another effect. They gave this man like 3 more lines of text.
And they're good too. Like it's not even a downside.
No, it's completely all upside. So this guy essentially, when he's in activate battle, in battle you can check the top card of your deck. If it's a Bardock's crew or gang, you can then combo with it for free from the top of your deck. If it's not, you can put it back on the top or bottom of your deck. So you can choose to keep that card there. So that's already good. This guy could have just been on attack Scry 1.
It is on attack Scry 1.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
But you get to combo
Yeah,
it if it's Bardock gang.
You have the even if it didn't have the option to combo, if he was just swing, check the top bot or top it, that would have been good enough. Like that actually would have been a good enough effect to slap on a leader. The fact that this man can use that for free value on top of getting like knowledge of his deck or just digging through for better cards, and he swings 5 up. This is a really good leader. This guy is bloated. And literally the power of the second effect doesn't even care how good the Bardock gangs are. Like you would obviously care if they were good because you'd like to get free 10Ks. But the fact that you could just use him to swing and scry a card of your deck every turn just to see your draws, that is good enough on its own. So like
the thing is,
get like.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you can go ahead.
All right, because you're already getting the 5k power. Even if the Bardock gang is just 5k, you're still like 10 overing any 20k leader. Like it's still good. And you just get to do it for free. Like you're not losing any card advantage. You just like get to 10 over for free.
Yeah, it gives you everything. It like either digs your deck deeper to try to find what you want, guarantees that you're drawing the cards you want next turn, or combos with a card that guarantees you're pushing another card out of your opponent's hand. And God forbid this hits a 10K and your leader swings Vegeta numbers with 0 cost or downside.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
The fact that this guy can just swing 35 and not have a hand size limit is already spooky, but then he gets to like check his deck and know everything. And the spookiest thing about this card is that doesn't even have to be on the leader. He can swing at you the battle card and use this effect, and then combo on the battle card that's attacking you. Like this leader.
Wait,
gets a
is that
whole
true?
lot of
Hold
mileage.
up, hold up. I didn't know that.
Yes.
You're right. It doesn't. Whoa, I did not know that.
So he can swing 25, then turn a 20K into a 25 or a 30. This is a fantastic leader.
I completely missed that. Yeah, so you can just
Absolutely
attack with one of your battle cards and do this ability. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't do it on your opponent's turn, so you can't like get defensive value out of this. But that's fine because you're essentially powering up 2 cards. The leader gets the 5K, and then you get to power up another card, which means unlike say U7 Goku, this guy's automatically getting the 5K value, and then he can spread it to another card. So he's getting essentially 2+5s in value for free. So really good card, really, really good card. Like
Yeah.
this is already a bloated leader. This might be like pound for pound the best leader. Like without accounting for their deck. I mean, just talking like if you look at the leaders, I don't think we have a better printed leader effect
Oh,
on a
sure. Maybe
leader.
Vegeta.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
this is
Vegeta's
close.
like the closest, but he has a downside. This guy has no downsides.
Wait,
So
Vegeta has a
it's hard for
downside.
me
What
to
are you
say.
talking about, downside?
Vegeta's downside is have 7 cards
Oh,
in
I'm
your
talking
hand.
about yellow. Sorry, I'm talking about yellow Vegeta.
Oh yeah, yellow Vegeta's really good. So it's like this
Yeah.
guy and yellow Vegeta are like the 2 best like on paper leaders that we have. And this guy's just crazy.
Yeah, this card's great.
Like the fact that we can say that despite there being like you could have 0 Bardock gang in your deck and this would still be a good effect. That is just how important a note this is.
Yeah. All right. Next card, we got a new Goku, Sun Wukong.
Uh, yeah, Sun Wukong GT. I don't know who Sun Wukong is, but I sure like him.
Yeah, this card's also pretty good.
Yeah, the thing that you can't see in the video is it has a start activate main cost 1, so you do have to pay 1.
Yes, yes,
It isn't
yes.
free. If it was free, this card would be the best leader. But
But
he is
the
unfortunately
second
not.
part wouldn't make any sense. Oh,
Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense at all. I think this leader is going to live or die, unlike Bardock, who's just good. Period. This leader lives or dies based on how good the black cards are.
so let me
If he
just
gets
read it
like,
real quick. So choose up to one of your
yep,
battle cards for 1 mana, and it gets plus 10k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. If the energy marker was removed with the skill, the power is 15k instead. So yeah, it is until the opponent's next turn, which I didn't realize the first time I read it. Go on.
yeah,
What
the
you were
end of
saying?
it too.
Yeah.
So if we get like, for example, we'll just say they make like a 2-drop or 3-drop 15k dual attacker, right? That does something else. This card suddenly is pretty good with that because I mean you can make it like a 25k dual attacker for 1 extra.
Right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So like, or if they make like a I don't know, like we'll say like a 25k black card that says this card can't be removed by skills, and you just use this effect on it, and now it's like a 35k that just sits on the board that your opponent can't deal with unless they attack it. There's a whole lot of things that would make this effect very powerful because it lasts a whole turn cycle. So
Yes.
on paper he looks decent, but he is unlike Bardock, he is completely reliant on what is released for black in the first couple sets.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
but I mean, Bardock doesn't have any requirements. Like you're gonna read that you want to combo a Bardock's crew or a Bardock gang, but you gotta understand he's so strong he doesn't even have to do that. Like that his leader effect is already good enough that that's just icing on the cake on top of what he already does. So, but this guy, he is solely reliant on how good the cards are that are coming out. If he doesn't get anything good, this leader will not carry black as a color, whereas Bardock could.
no, I do agree with that. I think Bardock's like even if you play 0 Bardock's crew, the ability is still amazing. Like just draw a card and then you scry 1. That's insane. But this card makes me think we're gonna get like some sort of energy marker creation, sort of like how in Magic they have just like a bunch of commons that are like 3 mana 2/2s that make a treasure. In this game, energy marker is a little bit better than a treasure. They're essentially the same thing, but mana is way more important in this game than it is in Magic. So like I would think like a 4 mana like 20k that makes an energy marker is like a perfectly fine card. And I think that it would make this leader pretty decent. Do you think they're going to do something like that, or am I just making that up?
They could.
Okay.
They could.
I would really like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of things they could make to really make this card just crazy. They could make like
yeah.
one that just says your opponent can't attack your leader card while this card's in rust mode, stuff
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
that's really good.
They could do like all sorts of crazy effects to make this
Yeah.
leader really powerful. And since this is the inset black leader, there's definitely going to be a lot of support for him because Bardock's getting a starter deck he won't need as much.
True.
So the secret rare might likely be something for this leader. And we already know black is getting the secret rare, that's confirmed. So the secret rare could be more geared towards this leader, where it might have to like want to hit a certain power threshold or stuff like that. So who knows? The sky's the limit. This leader is completely based on how good the set cards are. If he doesn't get very good cards or effects that really warrant getting the power up, it's not going to be that good because you're investing a whole energy for it. And if he does get the cards that warrant it, he'll be pretty good.
How good are blockers with this?
Blockers would be pretty good, especially if you get one that restands.
Yeah, either restands or like a cooler type ability, right?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, something with to those like effects. Maybe we get one that's like SS4 Gogeta, and like at attacks at the end of the turn, you can discard a fusion piece like a Goku or Vegeta GT to restand it. That'd be pretty cool.
So the last thing I wanted to talk about were these leaders. They look really cool. We have a Jiren. We have obviously another Goku, because what would a set be without a Goku leader? My boy Piccolo, and then Majin Buu. What are your thoughts on these?
Jiren's a tournament of power. Interesting to note. And Universe 11, also interesting to note. Goku is the PyCon. Looks like the PyCon era art, or it's
Yeah,
the. Oh no, that's right before he fights Vegeta, right?
it could be PyCon or it could be the Vegeta fight. Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably the Majin Vegeta fight. So it's probably that era because he's Super Saiyan 2 here, so that'd make more sense. But so it's probably the Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta fight.
Oh, right.
And then
You're right.
Piccolo is clearly from the Saiyan saga right before he pops. Well, he'd be missing an arm.
Oh, yes, he would be missing an arm for Saiyan Saga. So this is probably Android still. You're right.
Well, hold on. No, he tried to fire it twice. Remember? I think he lost his arm the second time. This could be like the first time he
The
tried
first time when he
charging it.
missed?
Yeah, when he missed.
Okay.
This could be that. So I'm not 100% certain. It also could just be Bandai just misremembering things and doing what they want and trying to say this is like Android Saga
Yeah,
Piccolo.
yeah.
But
He used what did he use? Hellzone Grenade, and what was the other one?
yeah, Hell's Grenade, Light Grenade.
Light Grenade against androids. He didn't use Special
Nail
Beam
gun.
Cannon, but oh no, Bandai can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
I know we didn't use Special Beam in Android Saga. We know.
But then Boo.
Wait, didn't Piccolo? I thought Piccolo had an arm ripped off when he fired at Raditz, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I could have swore.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had one arm because Goku asks if he can do it with one arm.
Yeah. He only has one arm. Yeah, in the original scene. Yep.
Yeah.
One arm.
Right.
Told you. I knew that. I remembered that. So yeah, Mr. Boo. Yeah, Boo looks pretty good.
Boo looks great. I really like Boo. Boo looks like a lot of fun. I wish Boo was blue, but other than that, it's fine. Yellow just doesn't seem to have any sort of identity at all. It's just like all over the place.
Wait, what doesn't have an identity?
Yellow. It's just kind of all over the place with all the different like sagas they're picking and choosing from. Really strange.
Yeah, they haven't really done anything like we definitely have kept like in the theme of like universe, tournament of power for Red, and it's like kind of kept that the whole time.
Yeah, and green has always
hasn't
been
really
Android.
changed. Except the Broly movie.
Sure.
And this Piccolo.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. So yeah, we don't know what this Piccolo is from. You're right. Good point.
And then blue, what the hell? We've got Future Trunks, we've got Zamasu Goku Black. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
we got
but the starter deck.
Saiyan Saga Vegeta, and
we don't have Saiyan Saga Vegeta. We have
Android Saga Vegeta. I'm sorry.
Yeah, for the starter deck.
Yeah, no, that's Android Saga.
Is it?
Yeah, it's when he went Super Vegeta.
Oh, okay. You're right. Yeah, they're all over the place. Whatever. But yeah, Boo's cool. I wonder what Boo this is though. Like, are we getting?
I hope it's Mr. Boo. I really just want it to be Mr. Boo so bad.
I think it's Boo popping out of the thing. That's kind of what it seems like. But then I guess Bibbidi or Bobbidi, whatever, would be with him. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess it could. Yeah.
The arts are cool. We have no idea what these cards do, but we'll know soon.
Jiren is Tournament of Power. Just remember that. Topku's getting new cards next set. He's getting new cards.
Yeah, that's true.
What do we do if they just print a better? They just print like Topo that's Tournament of Power, but it's just Kefla. It's the exact same text.
It's Kefla, but it draws 2. Yeah.
Jiren isn't top. I was pretty sure that translated to top. Like that first line, isn't that
this one here?
Yeah, isn't that whole thing Tournament of Power? Oh, his crew. Okay.
Oh, the first line's Jiren's crew. Okay, all right. So we have to amend that real quick. Okay, Jiren is not Tournament of Power.
He is not top Q. Pride Trooper. That's what it is. Pride Trooper.
Okay.
Pride Trooper. That's it.
Okay, so we're not getting Tournament of Power stuff in set 3. Good. Good to
But
know.
we're gonna get tournament power cards. Watch. We're
I
gonna
sure
get
hope
TOP
not.
cards.
All right.
I mean, they might make some of the Pride Troopers TOP, but I think the 25k leader is going to be Jiren. I think so.
Yeah. So do we always get a 25k leader? Is that something that they do?
I think we'll do that until every color gets one, right? Because they did green, then they did blue, then they might do red, yellow, but I think every color will get one.
Okay. I'm shocked that Cooler wasn't the 25k. That would have been
Over
cool.
Broly?
No, but like you could have both.
Yeah, but like they'd be in the same set.
No, they wouldn't. Broly's a starter deck.
Yeah, but they came out at the same time. That's why I think they designed all those leaders together.
Okay.
So they intended for Broly to, yeah. So Broly
Got
was
it.
definitely intended to be like the first 25, and that was like his shtick. And then Zamasu was designed to be the next one, and one of these will be a 25k leader.
The real
for
question
sure.
is which one's the crit leader?
Oh, did we get a crit leader in set 2? We didn't, did we?
Piccolo. I'm going with Piccolo, but yeah, I don't think did we get one in set 2? I don't think so.
No, because Green was supposed to get one, and then it didn't.
No, we did not get one in set 2. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean Piccolo could be crit. It'd be kind of fun. I think that'd be really bad. Honestly, I think that'd be terrible if Piccolo was crit.
No, the front side doesn't do anything, and then the back side draws and crits.
That'd be super cool.
I like that.
The front side could just be like, oh, make the front side like a 10k, and he swings and draws. With his back, he's 20k draw crit.
Or the front side's just a 20k that doesn't draw.
Oh, that'd be maybe that'd be pretty damn good.
I think that'd be too good. Yeah, that might be too good.
That'd actually be too strong.
Yeah, it might be. It might be.
Like the fact they're just like, oh, your leader swings, okay. Like,
Yeah.
I think that'd be too good. You'd get bullied by crit leaders though. Yeah, I don't know. I think the leader selection for next set is really cool. I'm big fan of Dead Goku. Huge fan of Dead Goku. Love
I like
Super
that.
Saiyan. It's my favorite form. SS2 is really good too. Hate Jiren. I think Jiren's just a stupid character, dude. Jiren just sucks.
I agree. Jiren has like nothing going for him.
Everything about Jiren is just dumb. If you're a Jiren fan, dude, I feel sorry for you. You probably have bad taste buds.
Yeah, Jiren sucks.
Yeah, Jiren just sucks, dude. Awful. Boo's great, dude. I still big pray for Mr. Boo.
Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think this is Boo coming out of the cocoon, because then that would be the same saga.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they do that. So yeah, this is probably like super.
It's probably like Battle of the Gods.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, there's Jiren fans, dude. Chat asks, there Jiren fans? Yes.
Boo.
Yes. They all suck.
All right, well, that'll be it for today. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you again, Cody, for doing this video with me.
Oh yeah, no problem.
I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.